Hello students, I welcome you all to this session. So the topic for today's session is comparing quantities. So we use different concepts to compare things in maths. We use ratios, we use fractions, we use percentages. All of these are used to compare things in maths, and all these ratios, fractions, percentages are expressed as numerator upon denominator. Percentages are a one step ahead because in percentages we multiply the numerator upon denominator by 100. That means we multiply the fraction by 100 in order to convert it into a percentage, right? So let's understand this with an example. Suppose there are 6 apples and 4 oranges. So the total fruits will be 10. Now, if I have to find out the ratio of apples to oranges, then what are the number of apples? Apples are 6, ratio is to oranges. So what are the number of oranges? It is 4. So this will become our ratio. We can reduce it to, we can cut it by 2. It will be 2 3s are 6, 2 2s are 4, right? So the ratio will become 3:2. Similarly, we can find out, and yeah, this ratio can be written in form of numerator upon denominator, which is 3/2, right? Now we can find out the fraction of apples. That what is the fraction of apples in the total number of fruits? Like the apples are 6 and the total fruits are 10. So we can reduce it, 2 3s are 6 and 2 5s are 10. Similarly, we can find out fraction of oranges. That is, what is the quantity of oranges in the total number of fruits? What is the fraction? It is 4 upon 10. It will become 2/5. Also, we can see that 3/5 and 2/5 can be added and it will become 5/5, which is 1. That means total. So 3/5 is the fraction for apples and 2/5 is the fraction for oranges, and combined addition will become 5 upon 5, which means 1 whole. Then total number of fruits were 10, right? Find out percentages. Let's suppose I have to find the percentage of apples. So the fraction of apples were 6 upon 10 and I have to convert it into percentage. Then I'll multiply it by 100. So 0 will be cancelled out and it will be 60%. I can also find out the percentage of oranges. The fraction was 4/10. I have to convert it. I'll multiply it by 100. 0 will be cancelled out and it will be 40%. So the total will be 100%. This was what the apple and oranges were 40%. So it will become total 100%, out of which 60% was apples and 40% were oranges, right? So we make use of these percentages, ratios or fractions in order to make comparison. So let's compare the performance of two students. Let's suppose student A gets 45 out of 50 marks. Let's take another student, student B. Let's suppose he got 60 out of 75. Now, we cannot make a direct comparison between the performance of both the students because the total marks are different. If the marks were out of 50, we could have easily compared the performance, that who scored better. But here, the totals are different. Now, in order to bring them on the same ground, we need to convert them into percentages. So there's a need to convert it into percentage so that we can make a decision on the performances of both the students, right? So firstly, we'll do for A. So the fraction for A will become 45, as he scored 45, what was the total? The total was 50. And we'll multiply it by 100 because we have to convert it into percentage. So 0, 0 will be cancelled out. 5 ones are 5 and 5 nines are 45. So it will become 90%, right? So for the B, it will be 60 as he scored 60 marks upon 75 as this was a total into 100 because we have to convert it into percentage. So we'll again reduce it. So it will be 5 ones are 5, 25 will be remaining, 5 5s are 25, and it will be 5 ones are 5 and 5 2s are 10. Again 3 5s are 15, 3 4s are 12. So 5 ones are 5, 5 2s are, so it will become 80%. So it is clear that who scored better, yeah, whose performance was better? It was A's performance. So student A performed better. We have understood what are percentages. Percentages can be percentage increase or percentage decrease. The value of anything can either increase or decrease, right? So we need to understand by how much percent did it increase or by how much percent did it decrease. Let's understand through an example. So let's take an example. So the price of a scooter was rupees 50,000. 1 year later, its price rose to 60,000. Calculate the percentage change, or I would say percentage increase. Let's understand why percentage increase. What was the original price or the previous price? Original price was rupees 50,000. After 1 year it rose to 60,000. So the new price will become 60,000. Earlier it was 50,000. 1 year after it became 60,000. So what is the change in the price? What is the change in the price or change in the amount? It is calculated by change in amount will be calculated as new price minus original price, or we can say new value minus original value. So what is the change in amount? It will be 60,000 minus 50,000. It will be 10,000. So this 10,000 is your change in amount. That 10,000 has increased. But we need to calculate what percentage they have increased. Percentage increase. So there's a formula for percentage increase, that is change in amount upon original price into 100. Now we have to calculate the percentage increase in reference to the original price because the new price has been taken in reference to the original price. So we have to take the original price as the base, and we have multiplied it with 100 because we have to convert this particular fraction into percentage. So hence we have multiplied it by 100, and we will always take whether it is percentage increase or whether it is percentage decrease, the denominator will always be the original price, original value or original price, because we have to take the reference, we have to calculate in reference to the original value, right? So we'll put the values. 10,000 was the change in amount and the original price was 50,000, and we will multiply it by 100. 3 zeros will be cancelled, this 0 and this 0 will also be cancelled out. 5 2s are 10, 20, so 20%. So there was a hike of 20%. So the 20% 20%, there was an increase of 20% in the price of scooter, right? Similarly, we can calculate percentage decrease. Let's take another example. Suppose price of X was 100. Now the price is 95. So we can calculate the change in amount. Change in amount will be 100 minus 95, which will be 5. We will use the same formula for the percentage decrease. We will put the amount, change in amount as numerator upon original price, original price was 100 into 100. So 100 will be cancelled. So there was a decrease of 5% in the price of commodity X. So in this way we can calculate percentage increase or percentage decrease. So based on this, we will now study profit and loss percentage. Now, in order to study profit and loss percentage, we will first have to understand what is profit. Now, let's understand this with a story. Suppose I bought a chair from a factory. I got a chair from a factory at rupees 500. So the amount at which I bought it will become my buying price. Now, when the chair will be brought to my shop, will it be free of cost? No, I have to pay some transportation cost, I have to pay some labor cost, I have to pay some packaging cost. So that additional charges are my overhead expenses. These overhead expenses have to be added to this buying price so that we can have a cost price. So my cost price for that particular chair will become buying price plus overhead expenses. So it will be 500. Let's suppose my overhead expense was 100 plus 100. So my cost price will become 600, which is denoted by CP. I sold my chair to a customer. Suppose I sold it at rupees 800. So the price at which I sold the chair will become selling price, which is denoted by SP, right? So my selling price is 800 and my cost price was 600. So whenever our selling price is greater than the cost price, it means that I have earned a profit. So here, how will the profit will be calculated? It will be selling price minus cost price. So it is 800 minus 600 and 200 will be our profit. Now, the next step comes, this is the amount of the profit that we have earned. Now, what is the profit percent? What percent of profit I have earned? Now, this formula is similar to the formula of percentage increase. Now, what is the formula of profit percent? That is profit upon cost price into 100. Again, this fraction has to be multiplied by 100 in order to get the percentage, right? So also the denominator will always be the cost price, because we have to calculate profit in reference to the cost price. Cost price will be taken as a total and we'll figure out the profit in relation to the cost price, right? So we'll put the profit as 200 and the cost price will be 600. We'll multiply it by 100. Zeros will be cancelled out. It will be 2 ones are 2, 2 threes are 6, and 100 upon 3 is 33.33%. So our profit will be 33.3%, right? Similarly, I can calculate loss. So what is loss? Loss is when our cost price is greater than our selling price, right? So let's take an example. Suppose I bought a bike for rupees 48,000 and I spent 2000 rupees on the accessories, and later on after 2 years I sold it for, let's suppose, 36,000. So firstly we need to determine what is the cost price, what is the selling price, and then we'll see which one is greater, and then we'll understand whether we have incurred a loss or whether we have earned a profit, right? So our cost price will be buying price plus our overhead expense. So buying price was 48,000 and overhead expense was 2,000. So our cost price will become 50,000, and selling price SP, I sold it for 36,000. So as you can see that your cost price is greater than selling price, which means that I have incurred a loss. Loss of how much? How we'll calculate loss? Loss will be calculated as CP minus SP, which is 50,000 minus 36,000, which will be 14,000. That means I have incurred a loss of 14,000. Just like we have calculated profit percent, we can similarly find out the loss percentage. In this, we'll put loss upon same cost price, that is, we have to check it in reference with the cost price into 100 because we have to convert it into percentage. So it will be 14,000, which was the loss, upon cost price, which was 50,000, into 100. 3 zeros will be cancelled out, 0 will be cancelled out, 5 2s are 10, and it will be 28%. So there was a loss of 28%. So yeah, we have studied ratio, percentage, fractions. We have understood what is percentage increase, percentage decrease, and then we understood what is profit percent, loss percentage. I hope you understood this session. Thank you so much.